YouTube was bracking. All right, so right here, man, we got a medium fade. It's not a bald fade though, so 1 2 2 and shear work on the sides and the top. So let's get right into it. Real quick, you guys see me spraying his hair just because he just woke up and he had a hat on, so his hair is laying off flat. So I'm trying to do what I can to make it right. All right, so like I said, this is a 1 to a 2 medium fade. So what I did here is I got the masters all the way open, which is a 1. Now, quick thing, in the beginning he wanted a taper, right? So he wanted the sides and the back tapered up, and then just some off the top. But then he wanted just a regular medium fade, which is what we do all the time. So I had to, continue the 1 all the way to the back. So that's why you see me kind of just going back and forth. All right, next is a number 2, all the way closed. So, and we're going up about an inch. You want to leave some room so we can do some magic with the shears. So that's the second guideline. All right, now just like a ball fade, we're gonna grab the 00 guard, have it to the second to last notch just to soften it up. And like you see me here, we're gonna close it to the second notch just to finish it up, to clean it up. And that's how you make the line disappear. So lever to the second to last notch, and then you move it up to the second notch. All right, so what I'm doing here is something a little different. So after you make the guideline with the number 2 close, I grab the same number 2 guard and I use it all the way open, and then I break it down 1 notch every single time. So you see me here, I'm going all the way up, I'm flicking out, and then I'll break the notch 1. And then after that, I'll break it another one, up all the way until it's closed. And then I'll just keep doing that until it fades out nicely. Because what I used to do is I used to grab a 3 all the way open and then close it, and then do a 2 all the way open and then go to a 2 close. So this is, I think, is just faster, and I think it looks just as nice. All right, so here is just regular speed. I'm showing you what I'm talking about. So right now it's all the way open, and I'm going up, I'm flicking out, and then you'll see me break it 1, and then break it another one, break it another one, break it another one, all the way until it's closed. And you guys will see, you just gotta try it out. And it works, man. I'm really happy I found this because after this step, I'll just grab the shears and then it's over. You know what I mean? So it just makes it a better fade. It leaves you enough room so you can go with the shears. It's just perfect, man. I really like this. I do this almost on every haircut. All right, now we're moving on to what it is. My favorite part of the haircut is shear over comb. Now, I'm no professional at this, but this is something that I literally do every day, and I want to get so good at it. But you guys don't understand how much of a skill this will bring to you. Like a lot of barbers, just they know how to do it, but they're not, they can't explain to you word for word what they're doing, why they're holding the scissors like that, why they're holding the comb at a certain angle. You know what I mean? That's how good I want to be. I want to be so good that when you hear me talk about it, you hear me. You'll know that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Unlike right now, obviously, but I'm just practicing this, so bear with me. All right, so next, after I do the shear over comb, I like to go over with the thinning shears or blending shears, however you want to call them. This is something I learned my first day of where I work. It's a Roosters. I know there's one in Chicago. I don't know where there's any. I know there are a bunch down south. But anyways, the manager there, shout out to Mauricio, that's my dog. He's the one who showed me this technique, and it's literally a lifesaver. Just in case there's any choppiness in the haircut after you're done with the shear over comb, you do this and it'll just make everything smooth. So now we're gonna take some hair off the top. Now he just wanted the points, so barely anything. He didn't want to go too short. So what you see me doing, I always start with the bangs. I'll leave those a little bit longer, and then I'll work in a 3-part section. So I'll do the whole left side, the middle, and then I'll connect on the right side. When I say connect, as in like I'll blend like the side of his head with the hairs on top, so there's not like a bunch of hangover hairs. You'll see what I mean. But you know, it's pretty simple. Like I said, if you notice, I'll use the guideline closest to my nail, so that's like the shortest point. So yeah, man, it's pretty easy. You just, you know, if you commit to one line, you just follow it, you know, throughout the whole head. Alright, so this is what I meant by I'm gonna connect the side and the top. So basically I have my hand like at an angle so that it's not just a straight line, like it kind of just falls nicely. Alright, now here I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup work with the Shear comb. Now what I noticed is that when you start to get a little bit more comfortable doing this, if you see a line in your fade or a dark spot, you can blend it out with the shears, and it's pretty cool. I've been doing that a little bit more. That's basically what I'm doing here. I just saw a little bit of dark spots, so I'm going over it, making sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, so moving on to his beard. Basically what you did on his head, you're gonna do to his beard. So I did a 1 to a 2, and on his beard I'm doing 1 to a 2, and then later I'm gonna freehand. And real quick, I just wanted you guys to notice I did leave the beard portion at normal speed. You guys can see how long it takes me. It takes me like 2 minutes to do both sides, and I charge an extra $8 when I'm doing that if I'm not at work. So it's just something that if you learn how to do well, you can it'll add value to you and your haircut. So it's just something that you kind of really want to get good at, because everyone has a beard nowadays. Okay, so here I'm I don't want to say picking out his beard, but I'm combing it out and getting it ready. So I'm gonna go over the whole thing like freehand. I don't really like to throw guards on the beard portion. I like to kind of sculpt it the way I like it, the way I see it, how if I had their beard I wish it would look like. And a lot of people like that. Where I work is where I do that mostly, and everybody, they're just looking at me at all when they see me like putting all this attention and focusing on their beard freehand. You know what I mean? They all notice it, and they always give me compliments. Oh, I never had anybody do that before. So that's just something that I suggest you guys do, instead of just throwing like a 5 guard on it. And you know, you can kind of sculpt it to how you want it. It's art, man. You know, cutting hair is an art. You gotta look at it like that. Alright, so remember how in the beginning I told you how he wanted a taper and then he switched it back? Well, he wanted the back tapered, so that's just what I did. So it was already at a 1, so I closed the clipper and then I moved the lever to the second to last notch and the second notch just to erase that line. And there you have it, just like anything else. Alright, so moving on to the straight razor, it is pretty easy, but it could also be dangerous. So basically, what I do is after I could just go over it where I went over with the liners. You know what I mean? So anywhere where I made a line or I sculpted something, I'll use the razor just to go over it to give it that extra little touch. And there you go, that's the cut. This is how my dude walked in my house. He looked at me and said, Chewy, please help me. And I was like, bro, you know I got you. So yeah, real quick, if the video sounds funny, like the back half, is because I'm on my way driving to work and I wanted to get this video to you guys no matter what. I felt like I was prolonging it too much. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, Chewy2Blurry. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Thank you guys very much.